empty seaters versus jump seaters. So an empty seater doesn't have a soul sitting in the seat where the seat of the soul is located. An empty seater has already given up the seat permanently and is just pretty much an organic portal that just channels other entities that are disembodied that want to come here and experience life in the 3D because they don't have a body. So they use the empty seater's body to sit in their seat and just kind of like play a video game, like get in like Avatar and just, experience what it is they're unable to experience because they don't have a body. So they come, and that's when you see the vessel of the empty seater doing things that you would think was out of its actual consistent character, but unfortunately it doesn't really have a consistent character. It's just a empty vessel. So you might just be very weirded out by the things that you see this empty seater do because they're so, there's somebody there. So we don't really know how long a disembodied spirit will sit in that seat, if they're just going to use that body completely, or if its friends come and then kicks that one out and then the next one comes and has a ride. I think that's more of a jump seater. So a jump seater, they might not necessarily have left their body completely. So there's still a portion of their essence in there still. But what it does is it gets out of the seat, and it's a jump seat. So it gets out of the seat and other entities jump in because it has this being, we'll call it, has basically opened up holes in its aura, has done something consistently enough to compromise the environment of its spirit so that it is a toxic place for its actual pure spirit to be. So the spirit is kind of more like the movie Get Out, where it's kind of in the sunken place. And then you're going to have a rotating seat, whereas one entity comes in because it has all kinds of entities hanging around waiting for its turn. It's kind of like the entities are like running a train per se on this body, but in the sense where they are waiting for their turn playing musical chairs, if that makes any sense to you. So this entity jumps in, sits down, controls the body, does this and that. But some of these entities have never had a body, so they are jumping in like a newborn baby. So you will see that if you see the jump seat or empty seater walking in a certain way that looks like they're not in control, like kind of like when someone's drunk, that's the perfect way to see. They're definitely have been infiltrated when they're drunk because they've already opened up their auric field for that type of activity. So then you'll have them kind of stumbling around like a newborn baby because they're not used to being in that body because they are foreign to that body. So they're jumping in as a foreign entity, and they're having their time to experience the 3D realm. So you have that. You might have them speaking with a new or different voice. That is the entity speaking through this vessel. It's not their regular voice for the jump seat. The jump seat from time to time is there. So you kind of see, it looks like it's multiple personalities, but you'll have the jump seater will come back and sit down once the environment is kind of cleared out a little bit. So it'll come in and out. So they're kind of like, they change, not just like a regular person changes because they have emotions and that fluctuates, but they change like a complete new entity, a complete new personality has sat down and it's its turn. And how you can tell if you've ever been up close to, well, those are how you can tell, but if you've ever lived or been up close where you observe somebody for a long, long period of time, where you know them very well, it's very interesting and scary to watch, because in my life, I've seen a jump seater that was up close. And the jump seat, actually, I was able to know who was who by the voice, by the likes and dislikes, by the accent. They had a whole new accent, a different voice. One of them actually cursed. The other one, that was the actual, the other one was the actual personality, the real person that's supposed to be in there, I believe. Because that could have been a jump seat too. But the real person that was supposed to be in there, they didn't want people to cuss, and they didn't really cuss in their everyday language. And they were very warm, kind of, they had a little twinkle in their eye. They had a certain color of eyes too. Sometimes the color of the eyes change. I don't want to scare you guys, but I actually captured on camera that this person had an extra eye in its iris during a time where it was completely occupied by the other entity. I'm not going to show that picture because it's going to, number one, I don't want to compromise the identity of the person. But it had an actual whole small mini eye in the corner between the corner of its eye and its actual iris. It was the scariest thing I ever seen in my life. And it was captured. It wasn't able to be seen like physically. And it was a dark time. It was like it was dark outside. It was nighttime. And then the flash just inadvertently flashed when we took a picture. And then when the picture showed up, we zoomed in. We seen something weird from afar. We zoomed in, and it was a literal third eye, 2 irises in one eye, and the other eye still had 1 iris. So, it was pretty scary. The person wasn't doing anything per se at that moment, but they were extremely inebriated. So it was very, very, it was scary. It was scary to see that what was going on. But, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a warning, and let you guys know what the difference between the empty seaters and the jump seaters. All of it is be the F where, because you don't know what the entity is going to do or be, pretty much. So what you want to do is be aware, be truly aware when you see the entity changing personalities, because that just specifically means that you need to just get out. Because some of them are very violent. Some of them are just annoying. Some of the, you don't know what it's going to be, because you think you know the person, and that person have given up their seat, or they've given it up to a rotating cast of entities. So just beware. Beware. Hope this helps everybody. Have a good one.